All right, we're live, everybody, and I'd like to say, it is this time of year, so we got a fight coming up, and Conor McGregor has this saying. He says, I'm not here to take part, I'm here to take over, and so that's what we're here to do. Is we're here to take over. So with that introduction, I'd like to introduce you to Melissa Miller and the Melissa Miller Group, who has just partnered with us at eXp. And as I mentioned prior to this broadcast, I said, you know what, I talk too much on these anyway, so I'm going to let Veronica and Todd do some of the talking here, and I'm sure I won't shut up. I never do, but I will let you guys introduce Melissa to everybody who's watching, and really a discussion around, hey, what did you see in this opportunity? Why are we partnered together? What's going on here, and why is everybody moving over to eXp?
Yeah, I'm excited because this is pretty special to me. I get to sit, here and celebrate two amazing partners that I have so much respect for, that in our prior career, brokerage, we all did amazing things together. We just have had so much mutual respect for each other. And I would say, I would agree that every single person on this screen made an impact in other people's businesses and their communities and are recognized as leaders. But now that we get to work so closely, it's just an honor. And, Todd is a personal friend. We had lunch today together, me and Angie, Tony, and myself, and just talking about our businesses, the future, and the people that we love, and our teams. And then now we get to do the same with Melissa and just collaborate in such a deep capacity that this is more than just about joining together at eXp, right? This is about planning and mapping out our futures together. And I've never had the privilege of doing that. Before it was just like, hey, did you sell a lot of homes, or did you make this club, or, Jay says, those very expensive trophies that we have hanging in our walls, that we say that they cost probably about $100,000 a piece each year. But Melissa, I'm just so honored to work with you. We used to work together at RE/MAX, and again, I have nothing but love and respect for my career at RE/MAX. And I know when you and I spoke, and Todd as well, we all have nothing but love for our friends at RE/MAX and everything we accomplished together. But there was a moment when we picked up the phone and we just talked about what the future looks like and what could we do to reimagine, leadership in the real estate world together. And here we are. And I'm just honored to work with you and Todd. And, I'm going to turn it around to you, because today's about you and about your team and the Melissa Miller Group and South Florida and your movement. So I'm super proud of you, and I'm just excited to really change and shape the future of real estate together.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm so honored to be a part of this movement with Todd and Veronica, people that I looked up to so much when I was with the former brokerage. And I'm just so honored to be a part of eXp now. Even Jay Kinder, getting the opportunity to meet you and just be able to share more about real estate and where we're going. It's exciting. I'm just so excited to be here.
Yeah, and you're an taker. I remember when we hopped on the call, you were so clear about what you wanted for your business, what you wanted for your team. And, it's not a cliche, new year, new opportunities, but it was just the right moment. And you are such an inspiration to your team. And Todd, no different. Like, he saw this and he immediately looked at the model and just said, this is what we want for our future and for our team. I'd love to hear more why, why did you decide to join after having such a successful career at your previous broker and being so respected?
Yes. Well, like you said, I have nothing but love for the time that I had with RE/MAX. It was over 15 years.
Wow.
And I was very committed. So to make a change like this was definitely not something that I took lightly. So, but what it came down to, really, I'm a business owner and had to look at my numbers, and I had to really look and say, okay, be able to justify the money that I was spending and where I wanted to go. And it was right towards the end of the year. It's the time that everybody starts making New Year's resolutions, and I'm starting to think, okay, what direction do I want to go in? And I reached back out to Todd, and eXp was always in the back of my mind because I looked at people like Veronica. When you made the move, I was like, wow, what was so attractive that made you make that change? And I said, okay, let me start doing some looking for myself, some research. And I think I pretty much watched every YouTube video that must be out there, including Jay's videos. I think I've watched them like 2-3 times to try and get a better understanding. And everything that I would see just matched up with, whether it was from the culture to the technology to just the culture, especially being able to have, I've had the abundance mindset for a long time, that, that no competition. And it just seemed that everybody I spoke to at eXp had the same type of mindset. They wanted to help. They wanted to do whatever they could to help your business grow. So when I looked at the fact that eXp is agent owned, we have the option of getting stock. I was able to offer my team members insurance. I mean, just so many different things. I was also looking at the diversity of eXp, their commitment, looking at the one eXp, I believe it is, and just looking at that and so many other things just made it a really attractive move for me. And when I considered how much money I spent last year and the fact that I would be able to cap and be able to make that cap back, it was like a no-brainer. I was like, what am I doing? It just was a no-brainer. And I also said, okay, all this money that I've been spending, I could reinvest back into my clients, into my marketing, into, I love doing client events and community events. I would have more capital to be able to reinvest in my business. So, like, how could I not? That's where I reached that point.
Yeah, I would say, sorry. Like, how long were you exploring it before you did it? Because I'm sure people on this call are probably thinking the same thing. I'm sure it wasn't overnight. Like, I was poking holes at this for a while, and I was like, oh, I want it so bad, and I'm curious to know how long you were poking holes.
Well, put it this way, a couple years ago, I heard about it and I completely shelved it in my mind because I was like, no, I mean, it just didn't sound like something that I even wanted to research. And I will be honest that once I saw you leave and once I saw Todd join, I said, well, maybe it's worth me just at least watching a video or, doing a little research. So I think that's about a year now that I've been kind of, checking, not really putting a lot of stock in it because I just said, it's just going to be hard for me to change brands. But it was one of my clients that said to me, Melissa, you're your own brand, right? So I said, I kind of thought about that, and then I started looking at my numbers, and I realized that the majority of the percentage of business that I did, especially last year, I could attribute to my own marketing, my own sphere of influence, my own past client database, and very little could I attribute to the brand. So that's when I said, okay, I need to at least look at some other options that would allow me to be more profitable. And as a business owner, that's what it comes down to. So I decided to make the move. So
Melissa, it's funny, you and I share the exact same story because I did the same thing back in 18 in December. Veronica and I ran into each other, happened to be in Boston, and we started talking about brokerages and things. And I had the call 3 years ago about eXp, shelved it, didn't want to look at it, watched a bunch of videos after I kind of heard more about it and who was getting in, and then got invited down to CJ in Key West. And I think when I left there, we were a bus ride back planning, getting our execution plan going. So you and I have similar businesses as well. You want to grow, and it's hard to grow under that model. unless you either control the office or have a lot of money to reinvest and keep, and have people to help with it. So this has allowed us to kind of grow, and I'm excited to kind of walk along that path with you.
Yes. I mean, that's definitely a good point, because sometimes when you're looking at the numbers, especially when you want to grow your team and you're considering taking another person on, but then you're like, oh my goodness, look at all the fees that I'm going to have to add. And then that makes you hesitate. Okay, I want to grow, but this is my hurdle that I have to cross. I have to, there's fees that you have to pay. And this model just allows you to grow in a way that you can still be profitable.
Yeah.
And you can also expand, because this is nationwide, and you can add to your team without the issue of different franchises and all of the legality of it. It just makes it easier for you to grow and to expand.
No, it's exciting to be able to take on partnerships like that when we go outside of the Florida, and we've got partners in Tennessee and South Carolina and other areas that we're working on right now in Maryland, and to be able to help them grow and learn about their business models up there to see how we can bring that stuff down here as well. So, and it's nice to be able to do that, and a lot of direction from what Jay and Mike had put together with their Agent to CEO program and a few others. A lot of education we've gained there as well, things that we would never have looked at or known about.
Yeah, I mean, in the short time that I've joined, I've had agents in New York, in California, that's already I'm in talks with about joining my team. I'm like, give me a second.
Yeah.
Well,
There's been a lot of chatter in the
Yeah.
next 30 days, so really take advantage of it and plan.
Yeah.
When I jumped over, Jay was like, I need you to clear your calendar for 2 weeks because you're about to get started.
Oh my God.
Flying. Literally, it was like, check your messenger, check your phone. Everybody's calling. And it was like, were you guys waiting for me to make the jump? Like, throwing me out first. And then it was funny because someone asked me today, how'd you grow so quickly in 8 months? And I was like, I think, somebody needed to be pushed. And I took the jump. But I'm so grateful that, Jay prepared me in the same way. I mean, even you, since you joined over, I know there have been people that you've already put in front of, in front of Jay to just kind of explain and how their mentorship is a part of our world and how we're all just committed to growing each other. But, it's no joke. Literally, when a big, influencer or, rock star like yourself who has a true credible business, who has something that has built a legacy in your own market, people pay attention. And because you are a smart businesswoman, it's because you are a good business professional. And there's a lot to say to that. So I would say keep your calendar open, because after this Facebook Live, the calls will continue, because people want to align themselves with people who are going to stretch them. And that's what Jay and Michael do to me, man. They stretch me. Yeah. In a way that is like, girl, you could do more, what's next? And it's like, how are you going to help support your people? And it's inspiring, because I'm just ready to take my business to the next level through great partnerships. So Jay, I just want to thank you, because the minute Melissa was coming over, you jumped on the call, and that was New Year's Eve.
Let me say something about that. I can tell you, Jay, how much I greatly appreciate that. I mean, what was it, about an hour call? You were so patient and just so generous with your information that you gave me. Even in that 1 hour, I just, with you and Veronica, I just got so much inspiration and information on how I could take the next step forward to build my business. After that hour, I was like, how do I sign up?
Right.
How do I be a part of it? Great.
Right. That was great. Well, I was on a cruise over New Year's. This is all going on.
Well, you were on your cruise communicating with me. Yeah. I can tell you, I mean, you were constantly sending me good information. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. In the one that I signed up, I heard from the managing broker, Andrew Schock, called me personally to welcome me and see how he could assist me. So many eXp staff members called me to help me and assist me. I mean, it's been amazing. I mean, it's more than anything that I could have thought of. And one thing that I could say that the reason why I kind of put eXp on the back burner, I thought it was only virtual. And as you can see, I'm in my office. I'm here. I do have an office. So, I thought that wasn't something for me, but it's just been a great partnership to have my branch office here in Weston and to be able to grow with eXp. It's just so exciting.
Jay, you've been quiet enough. We got to let you burst.
I know.
I'm like about to explode, So there's so many. I mean, you articulated, Melissa, you articulated so well the process most everybody goes through, and just in being open-minded and saying, okay, well, and continuing to ask questions. And I'm always willing to do those calls. That's something that I enjoy. I get a lot out of it, and enjoy being a part of that process, and kind of turn over every rock and saying, okay, does this really align? Is this the right time? And and at a certain point, it really gets to the point where how could you say no? Like there's more to lose by saying no than saying yes.
Yeah.
And so it's just great to hear your story, and a celebrity agent such as yourself joining us at eXp is just an honor for us to be a part of it.
I want to touch base real quick on the fact that, one of the things that a lot of agents fear, especially when they have a team like yourself in the production and, you're running a business that has a true infrastructure, from the solo agent, a lot of people think that transition may be easier, but like I've heard agents say the onboarding scares them, or, the transition phase. I personally brought on a 17 roster team in a matter of 24 hours. 36 to 48 hours. And, I didn't experience what other people in the early growing stages of eXp experience. But, what would you say to someone who maybe joined eXp when teams, when the onboarding wasn't the best, right? Growing pains, the company. It's now, 2 years later that I've, from things I heard to now, I personally experienced an amazing onboarding process, from Sam Rodriguez and his team, Dean. They treat us, they roll out the red carpet, the admin team, anybody who's listening that has that fear of, just the inconvenience that they think is playing in their own head. Could you talk to like how your team felt the onboarding went? Because mine, I mean, we were on the next day, like lights were on, let's go.
We did not skip a beat. And I can tell you, January typically isn't our busy month, because December, surprisingly, is usually our busiest month of the year. So carrying over, January is usually a little slower, but we have been like inundated with business. I don't know if it's because I decided to start a new chapter or what, because business has been just flowing in, and a change like this, I would think would make an impact, negative impact, but it has not. And I can definitely attribute that to the great staff and administration of eXp. I mean, they made it so easy, and there was always someone accessible that if we did have a question that you could reach out to. And I can tell you, one thing that I used to laugh about was the avatar in the virtual world. Before I came on board, that was like a little running joke. But I can tell you, I love it so much. I was in the system, walking up to the information desk. I was like, okay, what do I do here? And then I heard a voice saying, hello, Melissa, how can I help you? I was like, what? Who's that? And it was like live, real time. She was able to assist me. I needed tech support. I transported over to tech support. Somebody was there to assist me in real time. I got my questions answered, and I mean, it's great. I don't know if I got off topic, but that was wonderful. So anything, back to your answer, Veronica, anything that we needed to assist us with this process, we got.
I love that. And I would also say that, one of the things for me was the ability to tap into resources that were beyond just eXp, right? The family that we are in business with. When I needed to restructure my team and look at a team agreement, it was a phone call. I could pick up the phone and call Albie. I could call Jay. I could call, Andrew Gaydosh. I could call anyone. And, Todd asked me for a copy of my team agreement so that he could compare to his. And, I'm emailing that, and you're responding to me at 6 o'clock in the morning. And, we're comparing how we run our businesses. So I think, one thing is the system, right? You've got the systems and the tools and the training, but then you also add in the collaboration and the wealth of knowledge of people who are in the trenches with you. And maybe their business is here and they want to take it here. There's someone who's been here, pick up the phone and call to help you and take you to the next level. And I think that that's what's so exciting for me. And and other people may say, oh, I have that where I'm at, but I've never experienced something. And, I think for the people who maybe are not open-minded, they just haven't experienced what we've experienced. And I would invite anyone who's curious to, the same way Melissa had an open mind to just hop on a call and just understand what we were looking to do, which was take our business to the next level. And if you're curious about taking your business to the next level, I would invite you to just be open-minded. I said this earlier, someone who oftentimes had an ego, but now I have we go further together, further
grow.
Exactly. And like I was a team leader, I was holding people hostage, with the limited belief.
That's another thing. Yes.
There's a way where, look, when you're ready to be big, like Jay says, I want you to be bigger than me. I want you to be more successful than me. How can I honor what you want and your growth? And I just feel like now is the time for people to just have an open mind and at least learn about it, right? And learn about what these smart business people are doing to grow their business and to build wealth and build a legacy and to build, opportunities that is beyond just opening and closing the door. Because there is a part where you want to take your business to the next level. Maybe it is coaching, maybe it is management, maybe it is, expansion. We have the solution. And I invite you guys to explore that. Reach out to Jay, Todd, Melissa, myself, whoever you have some sort of connection with, because we want to go further with you too. I'm rambling, Jay. I can.
I love it. This is where you get into your zone, girl. I love it. Right on.
It's funny watching you quiet up there and just like bursting. I know Veronica does the same thing.
Yeah, you're on fire, girl. That's what this is all about. Like, it doesn't matter what your business model is. Whatever you think, whatever you're currently thinking about, why it might not work is why you want to get on the phone and have an open mind, because we've done this. There's not a situation where, very rarely has there been a situation where we do the math and it doesn't work out in your favor. And it's certainly the opportunity. The math, this works out. So, don't dismiss it as this won't work for me, or don't dismiss it as, oh, this is too good to be true. Just do the due diligence. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family. It's an opportunity. It's one of those things that you really, truly can't understand it because we've never seen anything like it. We've never experienced it. And so it's really hard for you to really see it without really looking hard. And so, take the time to have conversations and see, okay, well, what would this look like for me?
Yeah.
If you're a numbers person, the numbers work.
Right.
But I think that, can we agree that money is everything, right? Not everybody is tied into the money side, right?
Yes.
So we can agree that a lot of times it's, are you being stretched? Are the people that you're around, building businesses that are beyond just, again, maybe that number you're stuck at? Why does Andrew Franklin sell 1,500 homes? Why does, Dan Beer, Kyle Whistle, Veronica Figueroa, why are we pushing each other to say, what would it look like to, like, I don't know, $5 million GCI? Like, I'd never been in conversations until I stepped in these rooms, so I invite you to maybe our next master. There's tons of masterminds through our group that, you owe it to yourself just to go to learn. I would just simply, even if you don't want to explore eXp, just come and learn, advance your business leaps and bounds. And, we come from an scared that you learn our practices. We want to share more with you because we genuinely want to see you do well. So talk about this all the time. What we learned is more, it expands us to just think bigger and right, bigger for the people we want to touch. And I think that's right. And my goal is to build more leaders, right? I just know with more leaders, and I want to help people develop the leader within them, because that's where the magic. I don't necessarily wake up to the every day. That doesn't excite me, but so what? That's fulfillment for me, and I just love that eXp to do so. And I want to thank Jay for that. The times he's hopped, slapped me it's always.
You're gone.
And we lost her. Doggone it, she was on a roll.
Yes.
Right? And she's hitting on what there's a certain point that we all get to in our career where impact becomes more important than the number of transactions or the money that we're making and everything else. And if you could put a lot of great people in alignment to work together, pull in the same direction to do something special and change and make a bigger impact on more people's lives, man, it's pretty incredible what can be done. But it's fulfillment, and it's more meaningful work. And I think that's what we're all looking for, is meaningful work.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, so cool.
Yeah, that's exciting.
We lost her altogether.
Well,
there she is. We lost you for a second.
You're kind of there.
I heard you guys. I was
You're quiet.
for you guys.
Okay.
I think the internet wanted me to shut up for a little bit, so it had to take me off screen.
Yeah, you got a couple words.
It does that to me all the time. Well, guys, I appreciate the opportunity to jump on here.
What do they got to do to connect with you? How can they reach you? And I know that you want to grow and help more people. So how can they reach you?
That's for me. That's addressed to me.
Yep.
Okay, so that's melissamillergroup.com, but I can be reached by phone. My number is 954-388-7653. That's my office number. My email address, you can reach me at melissa@mmillergroup.com. And what other? You can find me on Facebook at Melissa O. Miller. Would look forward to meeting new people. I'm seeing new invitations from eXp agents. So I'm looking forward to meeting everyone at eXp Con.
Yeah, and it's no accident. Again, you got two amazing rock stars that each sell consistently well over $30 million a year. It's not by accident that they're here, that they've joined the fund, they've joined the movement, they've aligned themselves with leaders like Jay, myself, and I'm just excited again to see your growth, to see you inspire other women, other leaders, other rock stars who want to grow their business. So let's just welcome more people into our family. And Jay, thank you again. I don't know if you have any closing words, but I really appreciate everything you've done for us. I'll give you guys an example. I've been with the company for 8 months, and I've never had this much excitement in my professional career. We're at 630 partners already across the country. I mean, it's crazy. So
personally,
yeah. And it's crazy, but guys, it's not an anomaly. This is real. There's more people who want to be a part of this. So, we just welcome you.
Yes.
Come play with us. It's fun. We're having a good time. It's a good life.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the best part of this is when I get these emails about these masterminds and St. Thomas coming up, Key West, and all these fun places. It's like, hey, hon, we got another vacation we got to plan.
Right.
I'm
absolutely.
That.
Well, it's a life by design, a life by strategy, as Michael Reese would say. We're trying to do the thing that inspires us the most and teaches us the most and puts us in the environments that stretch us the most. If you're all about that, then this is something you should be doing. So
yeah,
appreciate it, guys. It's truly an honor anytime I get to spend time with you guys, and appreciate it very much. And welcome Melissa Miller and your group to eXp Realty. Definitely, if you're watching this and you haven't reached out and you're watching one of these videos for the 40th or 50th one. The next step is to reach out to Melissa or one of us and have a conversation. This is the process, by the way, that everybody goes through. So that's not an uncommon thing. So appreciate you guys tuning in and watching, and hopefully this added some value.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Welcome, Melissa.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, guys. Grateful for all of you. Bye.
Take care.
See ya.